Hey there, everybody. How you doing? Look what this is. It is E.T. the Extraterrestrial for the Atari 2600, going all the way back to 1982. Yes, this game will turn 40 a little bit later this year. This game gets a lot of unfair hate online. I talk about this quite a bit on my Twitter feed. Whenever I see someone calling this one of the worst games of all time and citing it as the reason for the great video game crash in 1983, it makes me facepalm because it's not right. There are a lot of people that are misremembering things or that are basing their opinions off of what random people on the internet say. And a lot of these people who are on the internet saying these things were not around in 1982 when this game came out. So their perspective is a little bit skewed. So in this episode of Pete Plays, we're going to play through E.T. I'm going to talk about some of the basics on how to play it. I'm going to talk about the fact that it has 3 different ways to play it. I'm going to explain the characters in the game, and I'm going to talk about some of my memories of the game as well. The first thing to understand when playing E.T. is that this first difficulty setting, you see the number 1 up there, that means that this is the hardest setting. It's the default. You have 3 human characters that you'll see in the game. You see Elliot, who is your ally. Elliot helps you out, collects your Reese's Pieces, and kind of there to help you through the game. There's the scientist, who is there only to pick you up and bring you back to his office to inspect you. And basically it just kind of makes the game last longer. Someone you want to avoid, but it doesn't do anything bad. The one you want to watch for is the third character, the FBI agent, who not only assaults you, but also takes any of your phone pieces. And that's the idea of the game, is to collect 3 pieces of your phone and literally phone home so you can get picked up by your fellow aliens and brought back to where you live. So that's level 1. We're not going to play level 1 just yet. Level 2 means you just have to deal with the FBI agent and Elliot. So you don't have to deal with the scientist here. It's a little bit easier. This is basically your medium difficulty. And then game mode number 3, which we're going to use as an intro, is just Elliot, which means you have nobody to bother you. This is what you want to play in order to understand the basics of the game. And that's what we're going to do right now. So you're already seeing, without reading the instruction manual, you're seeing different symbols here. This symbol is your landing pad. This is where you need to get back to once you've called the mothership to come get you. You also see some arrows. We'll talk about those shortly, but we're going to make our way to the main levels of the game. And this is what one screen will look like. There are 4 pits. You see them, they're in that darker green. You also see a Reese's Piece. You want to grab those because they help you. What we want to look for first, actually, we'll go ahead and we'll call Elliot to come grab our Reese's Pieces. There we go. We want to look for this question mark. When we raise our neck by hitting the button, see that flash in the lower left? That is where a phone piece is. You want to fall in this pit to grab it. So you grab it, lift your neck, and you fly out. Now, the first thing you hear from people who review this game, and most of them are doing it based on satire, is they keep falling in pits. All I do in this game is fall in pits. It is really hard to do that if you're not trying to do that. Keep collecting Reese's Pieces. We move on to the next screen. Don't run. Don't be in a hurry, because as long as you're standing still, you're not losing energy. But when you walk, you do. So again, we're looking for... Now, see that right there, and I want to remember that for later. That is where you have to stand to call the mothership, using that little alien thing. We're going to come back to that. But we want to find our question mark. That right there, if you lift your neck when you're standing on that Reese's spot, you can recover some of your energy as long as you have a Reese's Piece. Now, I lucked out into that. I fell into the pit that happened to have the phone piece, so I don't need to find the question mark anymore. And we can keep going. Again, collecting the Reese's Piece. Moving on. And there's our question mark. I thought I just saw it. Maybe I didn't. Nope. I guess I didn't. I might want to find Elliot and have him collect the Reese's Piece again. We'll see. Whoop, uh-oh. And I looked again. So now I have the ET phone. So now what we want to do is we want to go back to where we saw the landing spot. And we can collect some Reese's Pieces as well. And then have Elliot come and get them. So we're not going to take off just yet. Because we want to win the game with as high a score as possible. So now we want to find that spot to call Elliot. He comes and he takes our Reese's Pieces. That's fine. And now we can go ahead and we can call the mothership. Now we have to go back. See the timer in the upper right? We have to go back and we have to find the landing zone. And it's right here. Then you just stand here. Now, in this easy mode of the game, no one is coming to bother you. So you can just stand here and wait. Nothing's going to happen. Then you get the final countdown. Here comes the ship. And you win. And then you eat the Reese's Pieces for points. And I got 15,037. Elliot runs around the house because he's very sad. And the game is over. Now, if we go to game mode 2, it becomes harder. And this is where you have to use a little bit of skill because you're going to be dealing with the FBI agent here. There he is, looking like Humphrey Bogart. We're just going to run away from him. Now, as long as you don't have any phone pieces, the agent really isn't much to worry about other than just being a pain in the butt. But if you do have phone pieces, you have to be careful. There can only be one human on the screen at a time. Here comes the agent, so we're going to get away from him. Okay. 2 phone pieces in the books. Yo, and we want to get away from the agent here. Gotta be careful because he can... Ah, see? He stole one of the phone pieces. And that's where the challenge comes in. Is if he steals a phone piece, you have to get it back. And you only have so much energy, so you can't let that happen too often. Oops. And this is where the game gets harder. Because you're now dealing with the FBI agent who never goes away. Oops. And you have to manage your energy. So there's this gameplay loop that is challenging. Note that the FBI agent... Hey! Okay. Come get it. Sometimes you have to do trial and error because you can't wait around to try and find the right pit to fall into. Because the FBI agent is going to come try and track you down. Now, it's not the most exciting game. I'll give you that. But the game is far from bad. It's functional. It does what it's supposed to do. There's a clear objective. Falling into pits is not the problem that people make it out to be. There's an element of tension because you have to try and find the pieces before your energy runs out. I can't believe I did that. Now I'm starting to get worried a little bit because I don't have much energy left. Okay, there's not... Oh boy. Where's the last piece? Now, this here sends the agent away. I thought that transported back to the science office, but that just sends... Oh! That just sends the FBI agent away, but that's not great. And note that we haven't found the alien call symbol yet. Not optimal. This is not great. And now I'm in trouble because there's no more energy. Less than 1,000. I don't think I'm going to be able to find it. So you're going to get to see E.T. die. Oop. Now I think because I gave him some... Yeah. Because I gave him some Reese's, he can restore me a little bit. Go away. Still in trouble. Oh, and he took a phone piece. Well, that's gonna do it. Ah. Go home. Darn it, darn it, darn it, darn it, darn it. Go away. Keep running out of energy, and notice how he turns like ash white. Where is he? Go away. Alright. So I was able to find the last phone piece again. Well, oh, now see, that's cheap. That is one thing that I will say about the game. That's not fair. Nope. I might have just enough to get out. And I'm dead. And that's it. So Elliot now feels bad that you are dead. And that is the game. So now we'll play it. So I'm 1-1, right? So now we'll play it on its standard difficulty. This is what everyone plays it on. So now you're going to have the scientist here too. Do whatever, dude. I don't have anything for you to take. Okay. Now there's the scientist. Now he doesn't do anything bad except take you back to the office. But the FBI agent is a whole nother ball of wax. So he just carries you back to the office, eventually. That's all that happens. So it's not the worst thing. Ugh. Definitely annoying, though. Okay, 2 phone pieces. Again, the phone pieces aren't really the problem. If you don't have to have someone on screen with you, it's the scientist. Because the scientist doesn't take phone pieces away. He's just annoying. And you can't do anything to get away from him once he's got you, so don't waste your energy trying to break free. He just doesn't do anything. I'll wait right here. And I'll wait here again because the FBI agent will be here and we don't want to mess with him. And if he's stuck there, that's great. Because as long as you don't touch him, nothing bad can happen. Other than, of course, you falling into a pit. But he's still stuck. So one way to succeed in this game, obviously, is going to be to know where other symbols are on each screen. I know he's coming. Oh, there it is. Okay, so now we're going to have all 3 phone pieces. And the FBI agent is still stuck there, but we don't know where the alien is. Good idea to take advantage of the stuck character here and to look around. See if you can't find it without touching him. Remember, cannot touch him. Alright, so nothing there. So again, we want to find... Oh, there it was! Go away. just had it. Where was it? Wait, what? No. Now, we need to find... where's the landing zone? You guys send the other guys away. Where is it? No! No! Nope. And see, I screwed it up. Fine. So that's what makes it hard, right? Is you needed to be in the right spot. We're not in the right spot. Where is that? Go away. No! I did it again. Oh, that's fine. Pretty sure it's here, right? Oh boy. Oh, and he took a phone piece. Son of a gun. So now I gotta find the phone piece again. Not a good idea to run around. No. We had it. We had it twice. And I failed twice. Where's the FBI agent? Go away. Man. So it does get tough. This is the toughest part of the game, or the toughest difficulty in the game. So it makes sense for it to be challenging. Perhaps a bit unfair. I won't argue that. But it is the toughest part of the game. Or the toughest difficulty of the game. And now I'm going to be dead here shortly. Okay, there it is. Yo, not good. Okay, but I have my health back. Okay, you can't run around. Now remember... Oh, no! Oh, it doesn't matter. Because I already called home. Oh, no. Yeah. That's on me. Yep. All right, one last shot at it. I don't think I'm going to do it. Go ahead and whoops. Bring the flower back to life, even though I'm going to be dead here shortly. You need to go away, jerk. You too. Alright, so that's 2, but I'm going to be dead here shortly. But I think I'm going to have enough. I think I have 1 more life. This is it. No more help here, so if I screw this up, it's all over. Yeah, I think I'm going to be done. We'll try and do it one more time. I was close. I was so close. Come on. Here, I'll even walk over to you. Go away. Oh, that's it. All done. Oh. I didn't think I had an extra life left. I just don't know where that last piece is. And because I have characters chasing me, like, I don't have time to wait. Yeah. That's it. And he falls all the way down. That should do it. Alright, we'll go one more time. Now, in terms of this game being the reason for the Great Crash, like, no. There's a role that the game plays, but it's not the quality of the game so much as it is the fact that Atari just thought it was going to be huge and made a ton. And when you saturate shelves with a game that there are more copies of than people who actually own systems to play it on, that's going to be a problem. And that's really what we had with E.T. here. It's not that the game is, like, legendarily awful. It's not perfect. It is not the deepest game. It's not an arcade game. If you don't take the opportunity or an opportunity to read the instruction manual, you're not going to understand what's going on. Like, that's obvious. The fact that I've had to explain a lot of things doesn't make it the most intuitive game out there. There are other games that are easier to figure out. That said, it's not a bad game. It is a game. It is not going to win any awards, but there are far worse games that I've played in my lifetime than this. Far worse. And I'll tell you something else. If you are a kid at this time... Ooh, that's where the alien is. That's good to know. Like, you played it and you were okay with it. Especially if you saw the movie. You thought that it was neat to be able to play as E.T. and get him home. And that was the idea. So I think that this game gets a bad rap. an unnecessarily bad rap. And I do think that a lot of that is caused by internet hyperbole, by YouTube reviewers and internet columnists trying to kind of generate traffic so they dogpile on a game that just it doesn't deserve it. I will not tell you that this is the best game I've ever played. It is not the best Atari 2600 game I've ever played. There are far better. However, this game holds up on its own. You know what? Take me away. If you take the time to understand the ins and outs, how the game works, what the symbols mean, what does what, it's not a bad game. Difficult, especially on the base setting. At times unfair, I think, but not bad. If you haven't read the story of how this game was made, like the stresses that Howard Scott Warshaw were under, or the stress he was under in terms of deadlines and in terms of technology, like I suggest taking an opportunity to read and kind of get familiar before you let the internet mob mentality kind of drive you to think something about this game that just it's not true. Now I'm not saying that you should inherently like the game or that it deserves a space in the video game Hall of Fame or anything like that. It's obviously got its problems. There's no question about that. Anytime you create a game in such a short amount of time based on deadline, you're going to run into issues like this. However, I'm having a good time playing this. Am I getting frustrated at times? Sure I am. I won't lie. Like, there were a couple of times I thought for sure that I was going to be able to win the game, and I didn't do it. And part of that is design, but part of that's also just me making mistakes, too. Rushing around when I don't have to. And using, like, ET's dash feature. Where is that last piece? But the game doesn't frustrate me enough where I feel like I want to turn it off or I'm questioning how I'm spending my time. Like, I'm having a good time with this. It may be influenced by the fact that I'm playing it for YouTube. I'm not necessarily playing it on my own. But having said that, like, before I got online here to do this, like, I was playing it on my own. I was having a good time with it. Go away, agent. Where was it? I know it was here somewhere, like, right at the edge of a screen. Yo! Was it here? Darn, oh! You gotta be kidding me. Oh, it was here. Now I have to find the... Yep. Come on. There it was. It's up there. Okay. Oh, no! Did it! Look at that! See? It can be done. Now, I'm not getting a lot of points. I only got 589 points, so I didn't do all that well. But I beat the game. I saw the ending, or what ending of the game there is. So that's a look at E.T., a game that is very much misunderstood, a game that deserves a lot less flack, I think, than it tends to get. And while the angry video game nerd, while James Rolfe tends to be, it's all satire. The fact that anyone takes his reviews with real seriousness is a little goofy, but he really does it right when he addresses it in the Angry Video Game Nerd movie and really kind of gives it a pardon. It's not terrible. It's not great, but it's not the game that almost ruined video games until Nintendo came around to save console video gaming as we know it. It is a very average game that the programmer did the best he could with the limitations that he had. And as long as you're willing to stick with it for a little bit, and it doesn't take long, if you're willing to play especially like the third difficulty setting, this guy right here, if you're willing to play this where there are no other characters and you just learn the layout, then it's fun to go back to every now and again just to see the kind of score that you get. As always, thank you very much for watching this episode of Pete Plays and all of the ones that I have here on YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed yourself, and we'll do another again real soon. Until then, take care.